各位记者朋友，大家下午好。
Good afternoon. Welcome to today's press conference. First, I have two announcements. At the invitation of the current ASEAN chair, Prime Minister Socialist of the Laos PDR, Premier of the State Council Li Qiang will attend the 27th China-ASEAN Summit, the 27th ASEAN Plus 3 Summit, the 19th East Asia Summit to be held in Vientiane, Laos from October the 9th to the 12th, and pay an official visit to Laos. At the invitation of Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh of Vietnam, Premier of the State Council Li Qiang will pay an official visit to Vietnam from October the 12th to the 14th. At the invitation of member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Foreign Minister Wang Yi, Colombian Minister of Foreign Affairs Luis Gilberto Murillo will visit China from October 9th to the 12th. Questions, please.
谢凡人，中央广播电视总台央视记者提问。那您刚才也是发布了
CCTV, you announced Premier Li Qiang's official visit. Attend the leaders' meeting on East Asia cooperation. How does China view the current East Asian cooperation? What's China's expectation of the leaders' meetings? The world has entered a new period of turbulence and transformation. In general, East Asia has maintained the sound momentum of peace and development, but faced increasing instability, uncertainty, and unforeseeable factors. In the face of new circumstances, countries and people in the region cherish more the hard-won peace and stability, feel eager for common development, and find it more necessary to respond to challenges through solidarity and cooperation. China supports the theme of 2024 Leaders Meeting on East Asian cooperation. ASEAN enhancing connectivity and resilience, supports Laos in assuming the rotating presidency of ASEAN, and supports ASEAN community in making progress. China looks to work with ASEAN and regional countries to build consensus, deepen mutual trust, strengthen cooperation, and inject fresh impetus to peace, stability, and development and prosperity of the region and the world beyond. First, we need to jointly promote regional economic integration, level up trade liberalization and investment facilitation, advance a higher level of connectivity, and beef up the integrated development of industrial and supply chains in the region. Second, we need to jointly cultivate new drivers of regional development, seize the opportunities of emerging industries, and turbocharge and the mutually beneficial cooperation in such areas as digital economy, green development, scientific and technological innovation, and AI. Third, we need to jointly promote people-to-people and cultural exchanges, step up practical cooperation in areas such as tourism, culture, youth, and media, and advocate dialogue and mutual learning between civilizations. Fourth, we need to jointly uphold regional orders, consolidate the ASEAN-centered, open and inclusive regional cooperation architecture, practice true multilateralism, and reject bloc confrontation, tear up down the small yard with high fences, and make East Asia a platform for mutually beneficial cooperation. Next question.
发言人，新华社记者提问：中方刚刚发布了李。
Xinhua News, you announced Premier Li Qiang's official visit to the Laos and Vietnam. How does China view its current relations with the two countries? What's China's expectation of the visit? The Laos and Vietnam are China's socialist friends and neighbors. China's traditional friendship with the two countries and that between the CPC and the two parties have stood the test of time since the new era under the strategic leadership of the top leaders of the three countries and three parties, China, Laos, and China-Vietnam communities, with a shared future have made solid progress, giving a strong boost to the modernization of the three countries. This is Premier Li Qiang's first visit to the Laos and Vietnam after he took office, which is of significance to advancing comprehensive strategic cooperation, deepening the building of a community with a shared future. During the visit, Premier Li Qiang will meet with General Secretary of the Laos People's Revolutionary Party Central Committee and President of Laos, Thongloun Sitsoulith, have talks with Premier Sonics Semphadoun, and meet with President of National Assembly Samson Phon Ven. During his visit to Vietnam, Premier Li Qiang will meet with General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee and State President To Lam, have talks with Prime Minister, and meet with Chairman of National Assembly. Through the visit, China looks to work with the two countries to carry forward traditional friendship, strengthen communication, deepen cooperation, bring people closer, promote development, and make great contribution to peace, stability, and development of the region and the wider world. Next question.
From Reuters.
路透社，前台湾总统蔡英文将在本月访问
捷克，中方对此有何评论？
台湾问题是。
China's position on Taiwan is consistent and clear. We firmly oppose any Taiwan independence to visit the countries that has diplomatic relations with China and it names. We urge the Czech and other relevant countries to follow the One China principle, respect China's sovereignty and territorial integrity, not provide convenience to Taiwan independent separatist forces in any forms, and not do anything that undermines the bilateral relations. Our message to the DPP authorities is that the Taiwan independence leads nowhere, and any political manipulation and attempt seeking independence by soliciting foreign support will fail. Next question.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。中新社记者提问：昨天，也就是2024年10月7日是。
China News Service yesterday marks the first anniversary of the conflict in Gaza. What's China's comment on the protracted fighting, and what will China do next to promote the ceasefire? The Gaza conflict has been dragging on for a whole year and has caused the loss of many innocent lives and unprecedented humanitarian disaster. The spillover of the conflict posed influence on the whole region, and tensions in the region have been escalated. China is deeply concerned that the fighting is still going on and peace remains elusive. The harsh reality fully proves that the military and violence is not the way out and will only accumulate grievances and push peace and stability further out of reach. Not long ago, China proposed the three-step initiative, which identifies that ceasefire and humanitarian rescue as the pressing priority, the Palestinians governing Palestine as the fundamental principle of post-conflict reconstruction, and the two-state solution as the fundamental way out. The legitimate national rights of the Palestinian people needs to be realized, and the legitimate security concerns of Israel needs to be paid attention to. The international community needs to, on the basis of promoting de-escalation, hold a more broad-based, authoritative, and effective international peace conference, promote a timetable and roadmap for the implementation of two-state solution, so as to eventually realize peaceful coexistence between Israel and Palestine, as well as harmony between the Arab and Jewish peoples. Next one, please.
A question from AFP.
法新社。金融时报报道称，越来越多的学校教师正在前往中国，要求他们向中方提交他们的签证以及护照，来限制他们出境。中方对此有何评论？
不了解你提到的情况。
I'm not aware of what you have mentioned.
下一个问题。
Next question.
总台华语中心记者提问：据报道，中方已分两批撤离在黎巴嫩的中国。
It is reported that China has evacuated the Chinese nationals in Lebanon in 2 batches. Has China completed the evacuation? Could you brief us on the relevant situation? Since the sudden escalation of the situation, we firmly implement the important instruction of General Secretary Xi Jinping. Recently, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs worked with the Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation Administration and the embassies in Lebanon and Cyprus and others to work to protect the Chinese nationals and carry out the transfer and evacuation. With common efforts, we have evacuated the 215 Chinese nationals through ships and chartered flights in 2 batches, including 3 Hong Kong residents and 1 Taiwan compatriot. And we would like to thank the Air China's Costco and Zhongmeng Hanglian Company for their support and participation in evacuation. Right now, the Lebanon-Israel situation is complex and serious. There are still some Chinese nationals there, and the Embassy of China is still stayed in Lebanon to guide the Chinese nationals to take the security measures. Next question.
发言人好，环球时报记者提问：据报道，美国国务卿布林肯日前在外。
It's reported that U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said in his article recently published in Foreign Affairs that China is the only country with the intent and the means to reshape the international system. President Biden made clear that the U.S. would treat Beijing as its pacing challenge, its most consequential long-term strategic competitor, was China's comment. These groundless remarks made by the U.S. officials are not something new. We've made it clear more than once that major country competition is not what the world needs and will by no means solve the U.S. own problems or address challenges facing the world. The U.S. view of the international landscape through the lens of strategic competition and its definition of relations with China show how the U.S. clings to the Cold War mentality. And it is projecting its hegemonic history and mentality onto other countries, and it is miscalculating China and China-U.S. relations. It's not in line with the fundamental interest of the two countries, nor the common expectation of international community. China is the force for international peace and a contributor to global development and defender of global order. In fact, it's the U.S. that create unfair competition, take aggressive actions, and show their muscles, and make oppression and coercion. Next question.
From BTI.
印报托，印度总统穆尔穆最近向中方以及习近平国家主席发来中华人民共和国成立75周年的贺电，他强调了两国和平稳定关系的重要性。我想要引用一下总统在这一封贺电中所说的，作为两个有许多共同发展挑战和共同利益的邻国，我们致力于推动双边关系。我想问一下，在东拉达克地区长达4年多的对峙，现在有没有什么最新的进展？两国之间的对话进展到什么程度？如何来解决对峙这一问题？
你的第一个问题。
First, on your first question, recently, Indian President Momo and other Asian neighboring countries' leaders sent congratulatory messages and letters to Chinese President Xi Jinping and congratulate the 75th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. China appreciated it, and we pay great attention to the comment by President Momo, and we would like to work with India to strengthen communication and mutual trust and promote the healthy and stable development of China and India.
的有关问题保持。
China and India has maintained the close communication through diplomacy and military channels in this issue, and we have achieved the disengagement in the Gaza Valley east part and for regions. At present, the situation is stable. And we have also, on the 31st meeting of WMCC, we have mitigate our differences and expand our consensus. We agreed that we would settle this issue as soon as possible. Next question.
记者提问：我们注意到多家旅游平台的数据显示
Beijing Daily, we noted that according to data released by tourism platforms, during the National Day holiday, more travel orders have been placed, up by 60% year-on-year, and many Chinese cities have become popular destinations, was China's comment. The China travel boom showcases China's appeal and openness. We now enjoy comprehensive mutual visa exemption with 24 countries, offer visa-free entry policy for 16 countries, and extend 72 or 144-hour visa-free transit policy to 54 countries. It's increasingly easier and more enjoyable for foreign tourists to visit China. As far as I know, Beijing unveiled a brochure entitled Welcome to Beijing, Essential Tips for New Arrivals, which offers a bird view of all kinds of services. Shanghai equipped its subway stations with payment devices that accept foreign bank cards. Chengdu and Xi'an launched new steps to make payment easier. China will open wider to the world and make cross-border travel easier. We welcome more foreign friends to visit China to enjoy the beautiful landscape and experience the charm of the country. Next one, please.
Thank you. Question from Bloomberg.
彭博社，我想问一下，刚才 被问到一个问题，你刚才是否提到了加沙冲突1周年？你刚才是不是提到了以色列的合理安全关切应该被重视？外交部之前是否有没有提到这一表态？
你没有听错，刚刚我确实。
You listened right. I have mentioned that the legitimate rights of Palestine should be realized, and the legitimate security concerns of Israel need to be paid attention to. This is our position. I think this is the only way to realize the peaceful coexistence between Israel and Palestine, as well as harmony between the Arab and Jewish peoples.
下一个问题。
Next question.
Question from AFP.
法新社，今天中方决定将为黎巴嫩提供人道主义紧急援助，中方是否能够提供更多的详细信息？什么样的物资将会被送往黎巴嫩？
中方高度关注。
China pays great attention to the tension between Lebanon and Israel. At the request of Lebanon, China's government decided to provide the medical assistance to help the Lebanon to carry out the medical actions. The relevant authorities have released information you could check.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
This is the question regarding.
我想问一个关于上合组织峰会的问题，将会在巴基斯坦举行的这一会议，中方谁将会访问巴基斯坦，并且出席这一会议？
这个在巴基斯坦举办的上海合作组。
On the SEO meeting, we have maintained close communication with Pakistan. We will release the information.
下一个问题。
Next question.
日本共同社提问。
Kyoto News. Japan said that Ishiba will visit Laos. Will Li Qiang meet with Ishiba?
李强总理出席东亚合作。
On the bilateral meetings of Premier Li Qiang, we will release the information. Please stay in tune. Next question.
Question from AFP.
法新社有报道称，美方情报部门正在把自己的目标放在进行外国干预的个体，包括中国在内的一些国家所采取的行动，有可能会伤及一些总统选举候选人的利益。
内政员。
China does not interfere in other countries' internal affairs, and we have no interest to interfere in other countries' internal affairs, including the U.S. election.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
还有其他问题吗？
Anything else? Then let's call it a day. Thank you for coming.